بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we are going to continue the session of the miqat. There are a few rulings left in the Q&A session. Obviously, if you have attended all those previously given session, it should not be difficult for you to understand, because this is just a Q&A session, like a follow-up questions to the rulings which were there. So rulings were given, some areas might not be clear, so people, they ask. So when they ask, the clarify is given to them. So let's see. We have this ruling. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So question is, هل يجوز الإحرام من مطار جدة بالنذر? We said so many times that yes, it is permissible. Why? Because according to the maps, Sayyidi Sistani team has looked into it, experts, and given him the the report, and showed him that there is the parallel line to Juhfa is somewhere in southeast of Jeddah. And southeast of Jeddah, yes. And according to Masjid al-Shajara, definitely it is southeast of, out of Jeddah, like between Makkah and Jeddah. So in both cases, both of the miqats are after Jeddah. So the parallel line is not in Jeddah. So Jeddah is before the parallel line. So therefore, anytime you are in a location where you are before the miqat, or before the parallel line to the miqat, or parallel point to the miqat, you can enter the ihram bid nadhar lillahi alayya, and your ihram would be correct. So it's just a repetition of the question we said, that يجوز الإحرام بالنذر قبل نقطة المحاذاة. It is permissible to enter the state of ihram via nadhar before passing the parallel point to the miqat. Okay. ومطار جدة. Now this is a confirmation from Sayyid. He doesn't tell you find out. When he tells you find out, then it's up to you. But he has done, mashallah, your homework and given to you. Yes, you can. Why Sayyidna? Because Matarat Jeddah, the Jeddah airport. Some said no Qadim, some said Jadid, some said, because they are like in a different latitude lines. So some said no, Qadim is before, or Jadid is not before, and Jadid is before. That argument. So he says that both airports, Matarat, all the airports of Jeddah, Matarat Jeddah, all the airports of Jeddah, Al-Qadim wal-Jadid, wa Matar al-Hujjad, the old airport, new airport, and the airport of the Hujjad. Excuse me. That means the Hajj terminal. تقع is located قبل نقطة المحاذاة, before the parallel point, في الطريق إلى مكة, on the way to Makkah, from Jeddah to Makkah. While you're going there, Jeddah is like up and Makkah is like this. So while going there, there is somewhere, without any doubt, you see, فلا إشكال من هذه الجهة. So from this aspect, there is no problem in if the issue was parallel point. No, parallel point is somewhere in between Makkah and Jeddah. So Masjid al-Shajara is between, that we checked. Juhfa, if the maps are accurate, then it can be southeast of Juhfa. I mean southeast of Jeddah. Juhfa, its parallel point is southeast of Juhfa. Masjid al-Shadr, definitely it is somewhere in between Makkah and Medina. So Makkah and Jeddah. So he says that في الطريق إلى مكة, in the route to Makkah, فلا إشكال من هذه الجهة. There is no problem from this aspect of parallel point. ينبع تحاذي الميقات أو تقع قبله. ينبع is a city. Those people who are coming from north, they pass by Yanbu. So is it like before the miqat, after the miqat, parallel to Juhfa, or not parallel to Juhfa? It is somewhere where people can enter the ihram, or one should enter the ihram in Nadhr. So it says Yambu' is city of Yambu'. تحاذي الميقات, is it a parallel point to the miqat? أو تقع قبله, or it is located before the parallel point. ليصح الإحرام منها بالنذر, so that one can enter the state of ihram from it via nadhr. So he says يبدو أنها تقع قبل الميقات. So it is apparent, it appears that it is located before the miqat. That means you if you want to enter the state of ihram from Yambu', then you you are going to enter the state of ihram via nadhr. Now this is an interesting question. Like in the Hajj season, when people are coming in the ihram, so Makkah has a border, so they stop at Makkah, the buses and this, so that you are supposed to be in having a permit to enter Makkah. So إذا كان لا يسمح بالحج ودخول مكة إلا لمن لديه تصريح بذلك. If it was not permissible, sometimes you will see, sometimes there's no. So it's not every time the border of Makkah is sealed. Whenever there's high season, just to control the traffic, they have this kind of traffic controlling measures. So do these traffic controlling measures, because Agha Sistan says you have to follow the law of the land. But what about if Hajj was wajib on someone? Okay. Can he just camouflage himself with the ihram? I mean, with the normal attire, not ihram. Ihram, they will stop you. Do you have permit to of Hajj or not? Because you have normal visa, Umrah visa. For Europeans, it's one year visa. For Americans as well, 1 year. You can anytime go Makkah, and it's written down, except for 15 Dhul Qa'd to 15 Dhul Hajj, you need to get Hajj permit, Hajj visa. This visa is going to be on hold. So if you come to the airports where you are planning to go Makkah, if you are planning to go Makkah, they will not let you use this visa. Okay, otherwise anywhere in Saudi you want to go, you can go, but not for Makkah. So there is a checkpoint and control before entering Makkah. And sometimes you will see people there stopping, sometimes they let people go, even if you're wearing ihram. So this guy has to do Hajj, and Hajj is wajib. So he says, إذا كان لا يسمح بالحج ودخول مكة إلا لمن لديه تصريح بذلك. If it was not permissible to perform the Hajj and enter Makkah, except for to those who are except for those who have the permit to do so, to enter, ولكن, but he says somehow if a person was able to, ولكن قد يتمكن المكلف من دخول مكة إذا لم يكن لابسا للإحرام بل لابسا للمخيط. So perhaps one could go and penetrate or reach the control by wearing normal clothing. So he is in the state of ihram. Especially male, they have to wear this white two cloth. So he's in the state of ihram. Can he wear normal dress just to enter Makkah and to fulfill his wajib? Okay. بل لابسا المخيط. So can someone enter Makkah to camouflage the checkpoint to perform his wajib, and he is not wearing the ihram, libas al-ihram? He's muhrim. He's in the state of ihram, but not wearing libas al-ihram. Okay. He's wearing the stitched attire. But لابسا للمخيط. He's wearing the stitched dress. والسؤال أنه هل الاحتياط بعدم انعقاد نذر الإحرام قبل الميقات مع استلزامه للتضليل يجري فيما إذا كان مستلزما للبس المخيط. So Sayyidi Sistani has a ruling. He says if you perform nadhr, okay, for ihram, that means if you do anything before entering the state of ihram, your nadhr becomes invalid on the basis of obligatory precaution. And Sayyid Shubair Zanjani allows you to it does not, to him, it does not invalidate the nazar. To say this Sistan is an obligatory precaution. So he's hesitant to say your nazar becomes invalid, so ihram becomes invalid, or no, your nazar is okay and ihram is okay. So he's in between that stage due to the issue with the evidences. So he's using this precautionary measure. Obligatory precaution, one should not do any kind of violations of ihram after performing the nether. So he says, was su'al, the question is, هل الاحتياط, is the precaution بعدم انعقاد نذر الإحرام, that the nether does not become locked, because you have to make nether. And when you are making nether and you are in your dress, the nether is not valid. And nether for ihram. When you are making nether and you are doing transportation under the shaded means of transportation, your nether is not valid. So he said that if it is in your mind, okay, that you are going to do some of the violations of ihram, like traveling under the shaded means of transportation, or wearing the stitched attire, okay, doing something which is a violation, so your nazar will be invalid on the basis of obligatory precaution. So you have to refer to another marja, because jidda you have to do nazar, and you know that when you do nazar, you are going to travel on the means of transportation which are not permissible in the state of ihram, or wear dressed attire. So he says that here, الاحتياط بعدم انعقاد النذر, the nether does not become locked, okay, nether is not executed if you make the nether and you are going to do travel under shaded means of transportation. In nether الإحرام قبل الميقات مع استلزامه للتضليل. You know that before the miqat you did nether, and then you are going to sit in the bus, okay, and then you are going to travel in that bus which is as with shaded bus, or aeroplane which is shaded. So he says the question is, does the rule of traveling under the shaded means of transportation apply on wearing the dress which is stitched dress, makhit? So he says yes, نعم. لبس المخيط مثل التضليل, wearing the stitched attire is same as transportation under the shaded means of transportation, or same ruling of shading. Use some shades for the muhrim person, for the person who is in the state of ihram. It's same ruling of the nether of ihram. So when you are going to enter the state of ihram via nether, you should avoid doing anything which is, because if you know that you are going to travel under the shaded means of transportation or use shades like umbrella or whatsoever, so therefore, or wear this stitched attire, then your nether is invalid. If your nether is invalid, your ihram is invalid. If your ihram is invalid, kiss your umrah goodbye. Ruling number 70. Some said that since Tan'im, like Makkah got expanded, the border of Makkah, Tan'im, where people they enter the state of Ihram, if they are in Makkah, they want to perform another Umrah, they go to Tan'im, or border of Makkah. Not border of Makkah, border of Haram. Haram is the border which is surrounding sacred place, or place of sanctity, the limits. So around Makkah, there's a border, which is called border of Haram. So now what happened as the expansion, urban expansion, the city of Makkah in some areas has expanded the border of Haram, city of Makkah. Haram is same as it is. Haram, the border was decided by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You cannot change, you cannot do anything. But inside the haram, the city of Mecca can expand and can breach the areas of haram. So when somebody is in Mecca and he wants to go out to enter the state of Ihram, can he come to Tan'im or the border of Haram, which is inclusive to Mecca nowadays? It has become part of Mecca. So is it you have to exit the Haram or exit Mecca? That's the question here. Should one exit Mecca to enter the state of Ihram, or one should one exit the Haram? The answer is one should exit the Haram. Adna al-Hil should get out of the Haram, not get out of Mecca. Okay, so some people got confused because there is a ruling which caused confusion. Pay attention with me, please. Okay, so that you don't get confused as well. There are two types of people. They may be entering the state of Ihram from Tan'im. One is who's already in Mecca. He needs to come to the border of Haram and enter the state of Ihram. He can enter the state of Ihram from Tan'im. Though he's in Mecca, yes, but he needs, some houses of Mecca are out of Haram because Mecca expands, Haram does not expand. So Haram is Haram. So he needs to come out to those areas where there is the limits of Haram. Even if Mecca is inclusive, it's in the middle of Mecca, that's fine. But somewhere coming from outside, there are two types they come from outside. There are those who are away from Miqat, like coming wherever they're coming, they're coming before, when they come, they will pass the Miqat. Like people coming from Medina, people coming from Iraq, Eastern province, Western province, Jeddah, and those, what they said, Egypt, and then South Yemen. So there are miqats. So there are people, they come, they pass by miqat. We said you should not pass the miqat or the parallel point to the miqat without entering the state of Ihram. These people, they cannot enter the state of Ihram from Adna al-Hil, from the border of Mecca, from the border of Haram, sorry, from the border of Haram, remember. Good. But there are people, they're located in the middle of Miqat and Haram. Here, this is Miqat, Masjid al-Shadira, Juhfa, okay, and this is border of Haram. They're living in this middle area. For them, it is not, because they are not passing by Miqat. We mentioned these rulings previously. So for them, they will enter the state of Ihram from anywhere in the area of Hell. So, but before passing the border of Haram, okay, for them, they cannot enter the state of Ihram from Tan'im. Okay, that's an exceptional case from Tan'im, where the houses of Mecca has engulfed Tan'im. So that's the only case. But if you are inside Mecca, you want to do another Umrah, you can exit to Tan'im. Even though houses of Mecca are surrounding Tan'im, that is fine. You can enter the state of Ihram from there, from Tan'im, if you are in Mecca and you want to do another Umrah. Because many times when people, they go for Umrah Mufrada, they do their Umrah, they go out Tan'im, and they enter the state of Ihram back again. They want to do for their father, for their mother, for niyaba, for whomsoever they want, that's fine. But you cannot do more than one Umrah Mufrada per month. So if you did one Umrah in Rajab, you cannot do for your own Umrah next Umrah in Rajab. If you did in Sha'ban one Umrah for yourself, you cannot do for yourself another Umrah in Sha'ban. So if you did 29 Rajab one Umrah, after 2 days, first Sha'ban, or next day, first Sha'ban, you can do another Umrah. So it's one Umrah per lunar calendar month. No two umrahs. But if you want to do, you can do niyaba for other people, okay, or as a representative. So therefore, you decided to do umrah to have been niyaba on your father, your grandfather, living or dead. Mustahab, you can do mustahab for living niyaba and for dead. Wajib, there is some situation. Okay, wajib, you cannot do qada. I mean, you cannot do wajib for a living person niyaba. They have to do their wajib, except in Hajj. In certain cases, we have already covered it previously. There are certain cases where yes, somebody who has not done Hajj wajib, okay, somebody and he's living, somebody can do niyaba for him in certain cases. But at this point, we have like so at this point we have this Hajj niyaba. The Hajj niyaba can be only wajib Hajj, can only be done for specific people in specific cases. However, Hajj mustahab, Umrah mustahabba, anything mustahab, you can do for living people or dead people. It doesn't matter. Okay. So people, they go for Umrah, they want to do another Umrah. They exit Haram, anywhere in Haram. So let's say they chose Tan'im because Tan'im is the closest point, according to some, to Makkah. If you look at the map of Makkah, Tan'im is the, and there's a lot of traffic. So the taxes are cheaper as well. So people, they go to Tan'im morning, evening to do another ihram and come back to, because spend like $2,000-3,000 arriving Makkah. You'd better juice out that ticket and do as many Umrah as possible. That's how many people they think. You see, and oh my goodness, then I don't know when will I have opportunity, this and that. Let me squeeze the ticket, squeeze the hell out of the ticket and do as much as possible. Consume my ticket properly. Let me do 10, 15 Umrahs. That my 3,000 ticket is like very cheap. It comes to very cheap because I did so many Umrahs, mashallah. So anyhow, so this is something he says that هل يصح ما نسب إلى سماحة السيد. Is it correct whatever has been related to His Excellency Sayyid Sistani Dz, that it is not permissible أنه لا يجوز لمن في مكة, whoever was in Makkah, الإحرام, to enter the state of Ihram, للعمرة المفردة, for the individual Umrah, من التنعيم. He says لا يصح. This is not correct. He did not say like that. فإن من يكون في مكة, for whoever is in Makkah, يمكنه أن يحرم من التنعيم. He can't enter the state of Ihram from Tan'im. وإنما لا يجوز ذلك. However, it is not permissible. That is not permissible for those who are out of the haram. Okay, living out of the haram, they should not be doing the ihram from Tan'im. Tan'im has a specific case, as I said, because of the engulfing of the houses. هل يجوز لمن أحرم من الميقات أو أحرم بالنذر قبل الميقات الرجوع إلى خلف المنطقة؟ We explained this. I think it's a repeated thing. Remember the map I showed you, that the airport, Jeddah airport, and then Medina, and then Miqat. It was something like in this direction. Okay, Jeddah airport, Medina, and Miqat. So people in Medina, they're planning to travel from the airport. So they are coming to the Miqat. They entered the state of Ihram. Now the route to Makkah is there, but they are going to come back to the airport to before the Miqat. So can they come back to the Miqat? I mean, sorry, can they come back of Miqat? Can they go behind the Miqat or not? So here says that هل يجوز لمن أحرم من الميقات. Is it permissible for someone who entered the state of Ihram from the Miqat? Okay, from where? From the Miqat. So is it permissible for someone who entered the state of Ihram from the Miqat أو أحرم بالنذر, or entered the state of ihram bin nadhr. Okay. قبل الميقات. So we have ميقات Masjid al-Shajara, we have Medina al-Munawwara, we have the airport. Okay. Airport is before miqat. Medina is before miqat. Miqat and Makkah downwards. Okay. So you see this the pen, airport. So what happened? He entered the ihram here in the miqat. Can he go back to the airport to fly from there? Number one. Number two, or he did not go to the miqat. He entered the state of ihram from Medina al-Munawwara. Medina al-Munawwara is before miqat. So he can enter the state of ihram from Medina. Correct? So now in both cases, can he go back from where he entered the state of ihram? Can he go back so that from there he can travel by flight or train station? Okay, I don't know exactly where the train station is. I have not looked at the map, but the question asks that he wants to go by train, so he may need to come back to the train station. Maybe the train station is inside Medina or adjacent to Medina, because I have not used the train. We can look at it after this session, that where is the train station. So the considered train station now hypothetically is before the miqat in Medina al-Munawwara. Airport is definitely, we saw in the on the map before 2 days that it is before Medina, before miqat. So the question is, can after entering the state of ihram from miqat, can someone go back via ihram from the miqat or via ihram from Medina bin Nadhr or somewhere before the miqat? He says, the question is, هل يجوز لمن أحرم من الميقات? Is it permissible for someone who has entered the state of ihram from the miqat, أو أحرم بالنذر قبل الميقات, or entered the state of ihram before the miqat via nadhr, okay, via vow. He promised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he's going to enter the state of ihram before the miqat, so now he has to fulfill the promise. الرجوع إلى خلف المنطقة التي أحرم منها. Can he go back, reverse, to back off the area where he entered the state of ihram? This is what we said. This is miqat, this Medina. Either he entered the state of ihram from Medina, miqat, or either he entered the state of ihram from Medina bin nadhr, via vow, because Medina is not miqat, and then he wants to go back. So can he do that? التي أحرم بها بمقدار معتاد به، كما لو أراد الإحرام من مسجد الشجرة, as if someone wanted to enter the ihram from Masjid al-Shajara, the tip of the pen, our is Masjid al-Shajara. ثم الرجوع إلى المدينة, and then come back to Medina to go by the train. للذهاب منها إلى مكة بالقطار, to go Makkah via train. So train station is in Medina al-Munawwara, or بالطائرة, or from the airport. Can he do that? He said, لا مانع من ذلك. There is no problem in that. You are in ihram, you can go back. However, there's a but. However, ولكن لا بد أن يراعي تجنبات محرمات الإحرام ومنها التضليل. It doesn't mean that you are not traveling from miqat. That means you are exempt now from all the prohibitions of ihram. No, 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 no. You are now in the state of ihram. Either you go back or you go front. It doesn't matter. You should avoid the invalidators of ihram or the prohibitions of ihram. You should avoid those 25 things which are the prohibitions of ihram. Inshallah, from tomorrow, we'll start talking about those 25 things and the penalties about those 25 things. So this is the ruling that, yes, you can go back. However, observe, you should avoid the prohibitions of ihram. And among that is traveling under the shaded means of transportation. So you should be careful about, and that was on the basis of obligatory precaution. If someone has to do that, they can refer to Sayyid Shubair Zanjani, because Office of S Sistani, they referred to him in the ihtiyat of wajib of the Hajj and other rulings. Ruling number 72, or question number 72. Many people, they go for Hajj, okay, and do Umrah al-Tamattu. Remember, Umrah al-Tamattu is linked with Hajj. Umrah al-Mufrada is not linked with Hajj except for Hajj al-Ifrad, and that has different rulings, and it's not together. They can do Umrah separately, Hajj separately. That is for those people who are living in the vicinity of Mecca. But those people who are living far away, we had mentioned, like us, we have to do Umrah al-Tamattu and Hajj al-Tamattu, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, دخلت العمرة في الحج هكذا. Umrah and Hajj has become one part, so you do both together, Umrah al-Tamattu and Hajj al-Tamattu. So he says, someone performed the Umrah al-Tamattu. من أتى بعمرة التمتع في ذي القعدة, because Hajj ذي الحجة. He performed the Umrah al-Tamattu and where? In the month of Dhul Qa'dah. 1 month before, he performed Umrah al-Tamattu. وَخَرَجَ مِن Makkah, and he exited Makkah. Remember, you should not exit Makkah unless if it was necessary. So what happens? If once you do the Umrah al-Tamattu, you stay in Makkah. Unless if it was your baggage lost from Jeddah airport, whatsoever. People sometimes they have to travel for visa purpose, for passport purpose. Passport lost, has to go to Jeddah consulate, the consulates or embassies to renew the passport. There's things happen there which may compel a person to go out of Makkah. So من أتى بعمرة التمتع في ذي القعدة وخرج من مكة لحاجة. He exited Makkah for certain need, certain necessity. وأراد العودة في ذي الحجة. ذكرتم أنه لا يجزي الإحرام من أدنى الحل. So he wanted to come back in ذي الحجة. So Dhul Qa'dah, he did his ihram, entered Makkah. Now he's out. Now he's come back. He's want to come back to Haram, to Makkah. Okay, in Dhul Hajjah, he had to stay a couple of days there. Let's say he was on 29th Dhul Qa'dah. He left to get his baggage, or they said no, you have to wait, or passport. Wait 2 days until you get the urgent passport or something like that. So you have to wait in Jeddah. Okay. So now, what should he do? Well, he wants to come back to Makkah. He's done with his passport, with needs, whatever things. He's the questioner said that ذكرتم, you mentioned أنه لا يجزيه الإحرام من أدنى الحل عمرة التمتع على الأحوط وجوبا. Okay, it is not permissible. It is not sufficient for him to enter the state of ihram from the أدنى الحل. Okay, أدنى الحل, the border of Haram. That's the Adna al-Hil for Umrah al-Tamattu ala al-Ahwat luzuman, on the basis of obligatory precaution. He has to go back to the miqat, like Masjid al-Shajara, Juhfa, wherever he passed his miqat. فهل عدم الإجزاء احتياطي مهما مهما كان ابتعاده عن مكة? So this obligatory precaution to go to the miqat and not here, is it like for whatever distance he went away from Makkah, or there is a specific distance? فهل عدم الإجزاء احتياطي مهما كان ابتعاده عن مكة? And is this insufficiency of entering the state of Ihram from the border of Haram obligatory, precautionary for whatever distance a person went away from Makkah? He said no, rather it is لمن يبتعد عن مكة حتى يتجاوز المواقيت, to enter the state of Ihram from miqat. If you pass the miqat, if you have not passed the miqat, if you have not exited the miqat, then you can enter the from Adna al-Hil. So بل هذا لمن يبتعد عن مكة حتى يتجاوز المواقيت. Obviously, you pass the miqat while leaving Makkah. So when you come Makkah, you will be passing the miqat. So obviously, you will have to enter the state of Ihram there. But if you are in the vicinities between the miqat and Makkah, وإلا لم يجزي الإحرام من أدنى الحل. هذا لمن يبتعد عن مكة حتى يتجاوز الميقات، وإلا لم يجزي الإحرام من أدنى الحل فتوا لا احتياطا. So if he passes the miqat, it is not permissible for him to enter the state of ihram from the after the border of haram, that adna al-hil. You see, between the miqat and the haram, the closest location to the haram is called adna al-hil, where the hil limit ends and haram starts. So border of the haram, okay, outside of the border of the haram. And he says it's not ihtiyatan. Who told you this ihtiyati? Because many times people, they start narrating the masail and the fatwas of Agha Sistani, and then he gets surprised. He said, I did not say ihtiyati. It's fatwa. Fatwan, la ihtiyatan. So it is a fatwa that if you pass the miqat, then you have to enter the state of ihram in the passing by the miqat, not from adna al-hil. من دخل مكة, question number 73, بلا إحرام ولو عصيانا. Someone enters Makkah without the state of ihram, even out of disobedience. وأراد الإتيان بالعمرة المفردة, and he wanted to perform the umrah of mufrada, individual umrah, not attached with hajj. Umrah al-tamattu is attached with hajj, so separate umrah. فهل لو أن يحرم لها من أدنى الحيل. He is in Makkah, okay? He entered without ihram. What does that mean? That means he's coming from far away. He has to go back to the miqat and enter the state of ihram, because he entered Makkah without ihram. Where was he coming from? He's coming from overseas, from places out of the miqat. Then go back to the miqat. And we said that you have to try to go back to the miqat. If not possible, then between the miqat, then as far as possible. We explained those details. But from Adna al-Hil, from the border of Haram, outside of the border of Haram, no. He should go all the way to the miqat and enter the state of Ihram from there. It will not be sufficient for him to just go out. See the difference. A person who enters Makkah with Umrah Mufrada, Ihram, he entered Makkah in the state of Ihram from the overseas miqats. Okay? Masjid al-Shajara, Juhfa, miqat, or the parallel points according to Sayyid Sistani, or bin Nether before that. So, but he entered Makkah with the proper ihram and he did Umrah Mufrada. This guy, he did Umrah Mufrada, okay? But he did not enter Makkah with proper ihram. So we will tell him, go back to the miqat of overseas, okay? Or from wherever you came. So miqat, or those miqats which are overseas. I mean, you can go in a different miqat. You don't have to go to the same miqat you pass, except for Masjid al-Shadara issue. And Juhfa issue, there are some situations we explained previously. In some cases, you can go to Juhfa if you're coming from Masjid al-Shadara, and unintentional, and those kind of situation happens. Okay, here we have this guy. He did his Umrah, and he was doing taqsir, and people, they say, are you doing your Umrah? Yeah. So you're not in the state of Ihram. What is the state of Ihram? You are not muhrim. No, do I have to do something? Like I tell you, many people, they enter Makkah and they call, Sheikh, I arrived Makkah. What should I do now? Baba, before Makkah, you call me. Not after Makkah, you're calling me. What should I do? I tell him, go back to the miqat. No, but I said, no, you go back to the miqat. You can't enter Makkah without ihram. So this is what he says. بل عليه أن يرجع إلى الميقات فيحرم منه. He has to go back to the miqat and enter the state of ihram from there. Yes, if he cannot, we mentioned the gradual circumstances, places previously. You can go previously and check those videos. And finally, we need to end this because we can't keep going on the miqat masail. We need to enter the ihram masail. So we have these masail. Most of them are repeated. So here, for example, ruling number 74. هل يمكن الرجوع في تصحيح الإحرام بالنذر من جدة المستلزم للتظليل نهارا إلى من يرى صحة الإحرام من جدة لمن لم يمر بأحد المواقيت بلا حاجة إلى النذر وإن صح النذر إن أتى به. So it says, is it permissible? Now his ihram was wrong. Can he go back? Okay, هل يمكن الرجوع في تصحيح الإحرام? Can he go back to fix his ihram? His intention was not okay. His nether was wrong. Okay, his intention was wrong. He did not say labbaik. He just wore this libas of ihram and came thinking that libas of ihram is ihram. هل يمكن الرجوع في تصحيح الإحرام بالنذر? Is it possible that someone can go back to correct his ihram with nether from Jeddah? He goes back to Jeddah because he entered the state of, entered Makkah with messed up ihram. So can he go back to Jeddah? المستلزم للتضليل نهارا, where he will have to ride those means of transportation in the daytime under the shade. At night it's okay, say this is as long as it does not rain. But in the daytime, no. إلى من يرى صحة الإحرام من جدة. Some people they say, some ulama they say ihram from Jeddah is okay via nether. لمن لم يمر بأحد المواقيت, if he did not pass any miqat, then without nether is okay. وإن صح النذر إن أتى به. Even if the nether was correct, he doesn't need to do nether because he did not pass miqat. For example, like people coming from by boat from Egypt to Jeddah. Jeddah is a seaport, so there's no miqat in between. The parallel point miqat is after. So he said we heard like that if somebody does not pass the miqat and is in Jeddah, so he doesn't even need to enter the state of ihram. I mean, he doesn't need to do the nether for that. So the question is about nether. Does he need the nether or not? الجواب: يمكن الرجوع إلى من يصحح النذر المذكور. So yes, you can go to the so here the question is doing ruju', okay? Because say the Sistani says on the basis of obligatory precaution, one should enter the state of ihram with nether before passing the parallel point. So he said, can we just refer to someone? هل يمكن الرجوع في تصحيح الإحرام من جدة المستلزم للتضليل نهارا إلى من يرى صحة الإحرام? So there are two marja. Sayyidi Sistani said you have to enter the state of ihram bin nether. Some marja might say no, you don't need nether as long as you did not pass one of the miqats. Okay, like we said, coming from Egypt or something like that, or an aeroplane came, never passed over Ta'if, never passed over Masjid al-Shajara, never passed over Yalamlam from south, never passed, just came from a route not passing miqat. Okay, so can that person enter the state of ihram from Jeddah without nether? Say this is has been nether because it's before the parallel point. Because after Jeddah there is a parallel point to miqat, which you should not pass. But so Jeddah is before that point, so you can enter the state of ihram bin nether. He said, can I refer to someone who considers my ihram correct because it's obligatory precaution ruling for من جدة لمن لم يمر بأحد المواقيت بلا حاجة إلى النذر وإن صح النذر إن أتى به. Even the nether was correct, but he doesn't need nether. The question is a bit messed up, you see, like بلا حاجة إلى النذر. Now you are asking about nether without nether, and then you are saying وإن صح النذر إن أتى به, even if nether is going to be correct if based on your ruling, Sayyidina. Based on your ruling, if he does, it's very intertwined question. Based on your ruling, Sayyidina, his ihram will be sahih, his nether will be sahih. But can he refer to someone who says you don't need to do nether? يمكن الرجوع إلى من يصحح النذر المذكور. Yes, you can refer to someone who considers you can enter the state of ihram from Jeddah without nether. إلا من لا يرى الإحرام من جدة من قبيل الإحرام من الميقات. إلا من لا يرى الإحرام من جدة من قبيل الإحرام من الميقات. Except for those people who do not consider ihram from Jeddah such as ihram from the miqat. That means it is different. So if they think that Jeddah is unlike the miqat, then you cannot refer to them. If Jeddah is miqat for them, yes. But if Jeddah is not miqat, then so it says إلا من لا يرى الإحرام من جدة من قبيل الإحرام قبل الميقات. If someone does not observe Jeddah as entering the state of Ihram before the miqat, it's just like they may be considering a parallel point. Jeddah is a parallel point. There has to be some reason. But if they have no reason like that, miqat or a parallel point, or Jeddah is like a miqat, it has to be parallel point. So he said that then you cannot refer. So because سيد السيستاني دام ظله، لأن سماحة السيد يرى أن الإحرام من جدة يعد من قبيل الإحرام قبل الميقات, before the miqat. Sayyidi Sistani Dama Dhulluq considers Jeddah before the miqat because it's before the parallel point of the miqat. وَبَعْضُهُمْ لَا يَرَى ذَلك, and some of the Maraja, they do not consider it before the miqat. ولكنه يرى صحة نذر الإحرام قبل الميقات مطلقا. But he says entering the state of Ihram before the miqat is absolutely correct. في حين أن سماحة السيد يستشكل في الصحة إذا كان مستلزما لارتكاب شيء من المحرمات الإحرام. Where does the Sayyid has a problem? The احتياطي واجب, where he says, refer to Sayyid Shubair al-Zunjani, where you are going to enter the state of Ihram and you are going to transport in shaded means of transportation or shaded stuff. Why? You enter the state of Ihram in Nether, now you are going to enter the bus. In the daytime, you will have serious problem. Okay? But at night time, it's okay because there is no sun. So you can, unless if it rains. So this is the issue for Sayyidi Sistani, that when you enter the state of Ihram with Nether, whenever you do a violation of Ihram, on the basis of obligatory precaution, your Nether becomes messed up. When your Nether becomes messed up, your Ihram becomes messed up. You see where the issue is? So that's why he allows you to do ruju' to some other marja who can consider Nether intact. Your Nether will not be invalid. And that's Sayyid Shubair Zinjani as the office of Agha Sistani. For when you go to the office of Agha Sistani in Makkah or Medina and you ask them this question, they will tell you, refer to Sayyid Shubair Zinjani. Okay? The officers, they consider Sayyid Shubair next to Sayyid Sistani in this ruling in Alamiyya. فليس لمقلدي. So he says that سماحة السيد يستشكل في الصحة إذا كان مستلزما لارتكاب شيء من المحرمات. So Sayyid Sistani has إشكال احتياطي واجب, that if you enter the state of Ihram with Nether, don't do violations of Ihram. At night time, it's no violation of Ihram. So wait in Jeddah until night falls, then enter the state of Ihram with Nether, and then go and use this means of transportation. Okay, shaded means. And as long as it does not rain. Okay, you and your nasib. So وهو كون الإحرام من جدة إحرام وهو كون الإحرام من جدة إحرام قبل الميقات. So Sayyidi Sistani considered Ihram from Jeddah before the miqat. Okay, قبل الميقات وأخذ الحكم وهو صحة نذر الإحرام منها ولو استلزام ارتكاب بعض. So he said you can refer to another faqih that your nadhr will not be invalidated if you transport in means of transportation, or if the rain falls and you are at night. Shaded means of transportation. Let me sum up this. I think the question, even the answer was a little bit mixed up. So this person is asking because he's going to enter from Jeddah airport or Jeddah via Nether. Sayyidi Sistani follower, Damadullah. Sayyidi Sistani says, if you enter the state of Ihram with Nether, let's say from Dubai or from Istanbul or from Doha, you enter the state of Ihram there. So when you come to Jeddah, you go direct to Makkah. Or for Sayyidi Sistani follower, They can also enter the state of ihram from Jeddah bin Nadr. So for Sayyidi Sistani followers, you can do Nadr before the miqat or parallel point of the miqat, Jeddah, for example. But you cannot travel through means of transportations which are going to lead to violating one of the prohibitions of ihram. Okay, committing one of the prohibitions of ihram. And one of the prohibitions of ihram is transportation and under shaded means of transportation. So you are transporting under, like going from Jeddah to Makkah under a bus, shaded bus, or coming from Dubai to Jeddah in the airplane. When are you doing it? In the daytime or nighttime? Nighttime, okay, just be careful if it does not rain. Daytime, okay, if daytime, your nadhr will be invalid on the basis of obligatory precaution. So you have to refer to Sayyid Shubair Zinjani, for example. So what should I do? I don't know. I don't have ilm al-ghaib that it will fall or not, rain will fall or not. Just refer to Sayyid Shubair Zinjani anyways. That's fine. Make your intention. I am referring to Sayyid Shubair Zinjani in this mas'ala of nadhr of ihram. And if I had to go under any of the violations, I'll just pay kafara. At least my ihram will be okay. And I think it is just repetition of the main ruling about referring to another marja, okay? Nadhr and ihram and this, and I explained it. The more we go into details, the more you will get confused. So the whole thing here is about nadhr, ihram and nadhr, and going under violating one of the things which are prohibited for the muhrim. It's like transportation in the shaded means of transportation. Okay, let's see this one. إذا كان المرجع التالي في العالمية مختلفا إن أنا من أهل مكة. I'm from people of Mecca because our time is finished and I don't want to exceed the time. أنا من أهل مكة. I'm from the people of Mecca. فهل يجوز لي أن أحرم من مكة للحج أم علي الذهاب? People of Mecca, you're not people of Mecca. He says, I'm from people of Mecca. I want to go for Hajj. Can I enter the state of Ihram? فهل يجوز أن أحرم من مكة للحج? Should I enter the state of Ihram for Hajj in Mecca? Remember, Ihram of Umrah is out of Mecca. Ihram of Hajj when before going to Arafat is from inside Mecca. We explained this. So, or should I go to Tan'im? He says, يجوز لك الإحرام من مكة. It is permissible for you to enter the state of Ihram from Mecca. وإن كان الأولى أن تحرم من أدنى الحل مع التمكن منه. Even though it's recommended precaution that you enter the state of Ihram from out of the border of the Haram if it was possible. So, question number 77. حدود الحرم المكي القريبة من عرفة. So, Haram, border of Haram, there are several borders of Haram. One of the border point is I explained to you yesterday in the map. It's close to Arafat. Remember Muzdalifah? Edge of Muzdalifah. After Muzdalifah is Arafat. هل تعتبر جزءا من أدنى الحل؟ فيجوز الحملة دارية وعمالهم أن يحرموا للعود إلى مكة من هذا الجزء للذهاب إلى الجعرانة دون الذهاب إلى الجعرانة ونحوها. He said, yes, it is permissible. So the question is, people who are caravan workers, those who are working caravans, they have to go back and forth and back and forth. So now, can they enter the state of Ihram from the border of Makkah close to Arafat? Because they have to go or they have to go to Ju'rana, which is very far away, or similar to that. Sayyidi Sistani, first of all, he doesn't have the Ju'rana we mentioned. He has this border of Haram, that's it. Come out of the border of Haram, finish. But these are some located places where most of the people they go. So Tan'im is one of the famous. So here, Arafat, border of Arafat. Can I go to the just border of Arafat and enter the state of Ihram from there and come back to Makkah in the Ihram? They said, yes, you can do that. ما حكم من أحرم من قرن المنازل بعدما ترك الإحرام من مسجد الشجرة ولم يمر بجحفة. Someone was supposed to enter the state of Ihram from Masjid al-Shajara, like who is in Medina. He took a flight where? To Ta'if and not to Jeddah. Because you know that, let's say this is Makkah. This is Makkah. Jeddah is here. Ta'if is here. Medina is here. So he did not enter the state of Ihram in Medina. And he did not pass by Juhfa. Okay? He came straight direct to Ta'if. وَلَمْ يَمُرْ بِجُحْفَةٍ. So can he just go to the Qarn al-Manazil in Ta'if? So ما حكم من أحرم? What is the ruling of someone who entered the state of Ihram from Qarn al-Manazil بعدما ترك الإحرام من مسجد الشجرة? No Ihram in Masjid al-Shajara. He is now in Ta'if. Can he just enter the state of Ihram from Qarn al-Manazil? He says yes, إحرامه صحيح. And finally the last question, هل أن عقد الإحرام يكون بالنية أو بالتلبية? Many people, they do not say labbaik. And this is the problem when you go for Hajj, please know the rulings. Because it's not just going entertainment like ziyarat and doing spirituality. No, here there are rulings, there are wajibat, that you are spending like $10,000-12,000 and you're going to go there just because not saying labbaik, okay, or not mentioning the intention or not doing nadar. These minor things, okay, will mess up with your ihram and umrah and hajj. هل أن عقد الإحرام يكون بالنية أو بالتلبية? So he says, is entering the state of ihram just by mere making intention? I'm entering the state of ihram from umrah for umrah al-tamattu, hajj al-tamattu. That's it. And then you get on the bus, come Makkah. Are you in the state of ihram? No, you have not locked it. The locking, the key is labbaik Allahumma labbaik. 4 labbaiks. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. 4 labbaiks. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. These are like Allahu Akbar, locks you in the salat. You're locked in. 4 labbaiks locks you in the state of ihram. You do not say takbir Allah Akbar. You did not enter the salat. You do not say 4 labbaiks. You did not enter the ihram. إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك, that is mustahab. But this once saying this 4 labbaiks is wajib and pillar, rukun. It gets you in the ihram, locks you in. You made intention, but you're not locked in. So he says that بالنية and بالتلبية, it is by intention or باللبيك. فإذا كان بالتلبية فكيف جاز عقد الإحرام في داخل مسجد الشجرة مع تأخير التلبية عند الصعود في البيداء? There is a ruling, certain ruling, specific ruling we have mentioned in details. I don't have time now, so just go back to that ruling which we have done. So people, they make the intention in the Masjid al-Shajara. Due to some reason, once they come to Bayda, they do the labbaik. Bayda is the place where the narration says Sufyani will be synced in it. Okay? The army of Sufyani, when they are going to come to attack Makkah, where once they move from Medina, their army will al-khasf bil Bayda. The army of Sufyani will be sinking there. So this is Bayda. Okay? So he says يتحقق الإحرام بالتلبية. Ihram is locked by تلبية. لبيك اللهم لبيك. والأحوط الإتيان بها في مسجد الشجرة. And the obligatory precaution is, recommended precaution is to bring it in the Masjid al-Shajara. Okay? In the Masjid al-Shajara. However, it is recommended to delay it until the Bayda. Why, Sayyidina? Because there's a very specific, authentic narration considering recommendation of delaying the labbaik in al-Bayda of Masjid al-Shajara. So what should I do? Just do one there in Masjid al-Shajara and do in Bayda. Okay? Do both on the basis of precautionary measures. Say labbaik in Masjid al-Shajara and then say labbaik in the Bayda. So this is something which And just normally we don't do this complication of Baida and confuse the people. Just say Labbaik and Masjid Shadar and we are on our way. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will start talking about the prohibitions of ihram.